What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 226 of the Monday Night Wars. I am Chad Talks, and joining me, as always, is Jetback Gaming.
You hear that? You hear that, Chad? That's the sound of
what?
no one giving a fuck about Night Show.
Oh my, that was harsh.
Let's start the show. We have the Ultimate Warrior taking on the Renegade.
This is certainly a match that happened.
And the Warrior wins. 744. Big splash.
Jesus, the Renegade had a fucking ring performance of 33.
Hey, bro, they got great chemistry, and it showed in their performance.
Oh, jeez. Maybe we'll make this a best of 7.
Pre-show best of 7.
Pre-show best of 7. And speaking of pre-shows, and an abysmal pre-show. In an abysmal pre-show match, the Blue Meanie defeated Mark Canterbury in 8:27 with a moonsault.
A meanie salt.
Meanie salt. Meanie salt.
Oh my god, that's the face he made after having such a shite match. Alright, let's move into
yeah.
Let's just get into it, Chad.
Yeah, let's just get into it. NWO come out. Nash, Hall, and they're out there, and basically Kevin Nash is like, last week we gave Bret Hart the opportunity to join the NWO, and he declined the offer. When you decline an offer to join the NWO, you become an enemy of the NWO. As you see, you're either with us or you're against us. And Bret, you showed that you are against us. Be disposed of Hulk Hogan. Bret, I'm happy you're at Nitro now because the NWO is going to get rid of you. So, Bret, here's what I am proposing. Tonight, you go one-on-one against me. Big sexy Kevin Nash. Face WCW alongside my best friend Scott Hall. After we take you out, we're going to set our sights on the World Heavyweight Championship. My boy Scott Hall here is going to go after the Television Championship. And then Scott Hall kind of like looks at him for a minute and says, hey, yo, I mean, what if I wanted to go after the World Heavyweight Championship? And he said, Scott, yes. You'll have an opportunity to fight me for the World Championship down the line, of course. But for right now, we have to focus on getting us both singles gold. And, well, only one of us can go after the World Heavyweight Championship at first. And, well, we both know who should go after it out of the two of us. But, anyway, Bret, we will, if you're man enough to accept the challenge, and then Bret Hart's music hits. Bret Hart comes down to the ring and he says, Kevin, I'm not afraid of anybody. I'm damn sure not afraid of either of you. You two can't even get on the same page to decide championship matches that you both want to fight on. You guys call yourself brothers, you call yourself a family. The NWO has broken up and gotten back together more times than I can count. And Scott Hall said, kind of like the Hart Foundation?
Ooh.
And Bret's like, you know, it doesn't matter what's going on between me and my family. All right, I don't come out here and pretend that everything's fine. I'll admit that my family has its issues. All right, but one thing that separates Harts and anyone in the NWO, if we have a problem with somebody, we don't hide behind numbers. We walk down this ramp, we look him in the eyes, and we fight. So, Kevin, you want to fight me tonight? The answer's yes. I'll see you in the main event, kid.
Ooh, let's fucking go. Nash Hall. Nash Bret. Sorry, Nash. Bret. Let's move on to the opening match of the night, Chad. A triple threat match. Yes.
Triple threat match. Yeah, and about that had terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. The Sandman defeated Sabu and Stevie Richards when Sandman pinned Stevie Richards with a flying leg drop, brother.
Gosh darn, Sandman turned into a high flyer over the years.
I guess so.
Yeah, probably should keep it off hardcore, but it was a good match.
I mean, it made sense. These three are hardcore guys, so.
All right.
So Sabu is like staring down Sandman, and they're staring each other down. Mike Tenay makes it a big deal on ringside that like, well, these two haven't seen each other in a long time. Sabu joined a flock of ECW guys to join WCW a few years ago. The XWO, a group that existed at a time, and Sabu was a part of that, and Sabu stayed behind, and Sandman stayed behind in ECW, and as they're like staring down each other, Dudley Boys music hits. And the Dudley Boys come out. They got microphones. And they say, Sabu, Sandman, I know you guys have a history. Right? Trust us, we get it. We are also from the ECW breed. And there's a tag team match coming on at the pay-per-view. Team ECW versus the Inner Circle. And Sabu, even though you haven't been in ECW for a bit, and me and Devon haven't been in ECW for a bit, you and I know as well as anybody that if you're going to talk about ECW's past, if you're going to talk about the history of hardcore, you have to talk about our names. So Sabu, Devon, and I were talking with the rest of our Dudley brothers who came here from ECW. We thought, what better way to shut up Chris Jericho and the Inner Circle over on Thunder, and if we band together and we represent Team ECW. So me and Devon, we're in. What do you say, Sabu? Are you in? And Sabu kind of like, and Sabu says, you know what? Yeah, I'm in. And then the sad man grabs a microphone and he says, the three of you just fucking left. So if you guys want to be a part of Team ECW, that's fine. But listen, I'm going to be a part of it because unlike the three of you, I didn't go where the grass was greener to make a couple extra bucks. I stayed until the very last day. So I'm going to be on that team too. So 4 of the 5 members of Team ECW, Justin, have been set. Ooh. And they will take on the Inner Circle.
Ooh, the Inner Circle. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I am dumb. Did they win at Bash of the Beach?
Oh.
Oh, okay. All right. Perfect team. They suck at 5-on-5s. Move on. Oh, Soldier 72.
72. Yeah, so Randy Savage comes out and he has an open challenge for the television championship, and it's answered by Mikey Whipwreck. And about that had decent wrestling from the decent reaction from the crowd in Subpar Wrestling. Randy Savage defeats Mikey Whipwreck in 11:43 with a flying elbow drop and makes defense number 1 of the WCW World Television Championship.
Good for Randy Savage. Good for Mikey Whipwreck. 44? Not terrible. That's something.
That's terrible.
That's a good base to work on.
But I got a 72 match on his debut. Not bad.
All right. Well, what happened after this match, Chen?
So Randy Savage is in the ring celebrating. He's holding his championship high, and then music hits from a wrestler that we haven't seen from a long time, but another ECW boy coming over from the buyout, and he is the reigning ECW television championship. The man who has got many names, but ECW may recognize him as Madonna's boyfriend, but WCW knows him from the name Louis Piccoli. Louis Piccoli comes out, and he has his television championship, and he looks at Randy Savage, and he challenges Randy Savage in a unification television championship match at Barely Legal. Louis Piccoli versus Randy Savage. TV champion versus TV champion.
That's a match. That's a
match.
Here's hoping Louis Piccoli can pull one out, boys.
What was his rating? I can barely read it. Louis Piccoli's gimmick.
Oh, he's an old school face. Got an adequate.
It came off as adequate. Oh well, good for Louis Piccoli.
All right, we move on to the next segment right here, tag team match, Chad.
Yes. So this is part of that qualifying match to see which team will take on the Total Cable Package in that Fatal 4-Way Global Tag Team Championship match at the pay-per-view. And, of course, we saw AJ Styles and Steve Corino win it last week. And Now we have another team joining us, a debuting team of Saturn and Chris Benoit. Alex Wright and Mike Awesome. And about that, a decent reaction from the crowd and Subpar Wrestling.
Yeah, wow. 71. Saturn was the weak link, Chad.
Weird.
51. That's not that weird.
Yeah, it's not that weird.
You haven't really done anything with poor Saturn, so he's not really over.
Former. Remember when he was the global heavyweight champion for a minute?
No. I'm going to be honest. I don't.
Oh, he was.
69, nice.
We're backstage, and someone asks, a reporter asks Streamer. He says, looking at all of the people from ECW's past coming together to fight in this tag team match, does it make you think, if you talk about the history of ECW, I mean, you got to bring you up. Are you thinking about joining that team? And Dreamer looks at him and says, what kind of a dumb fucking question is that? Do I want to fight with the Barbarians over at the Trash Can Federation? First of all, when I woke up to the news that WCW purchased ECW, I immediately threw up in a trash bag because I was repulsed that a company that is the best wrestling company in the world would lower themselves as to hire that company, that team of barbarians, that just disgusting behavior. I was repulsed. I called Eric Bischoff personally because I have his personal number because Eric Bischoff is a big fan of me and we're friends and we talk all the time and he assured me I bought ECW that I could erase them from existence and rid the wrestling world of those just hooligans. And then it made sense to me. It made sense to me. Eric Bischoff, the dreamer. Ed Turner, the dreamer. WCW did what was best for wrestling. Getting rid of ECW. And so you're asking me, do I want to be in the 5-on-5 tag team match against the Inner Circle? No, and quite frankly, I hope the Inner Circle wipes the floor with them. What will I be doing at Barely Legal? Well, I'm glad you asked. I am going to show what happens when you dream big. I'm going to have an open challenge for my, and he air quotes, hardcore championship. My hardcore championship against anyone in the back. But here's the thing. I want it to be somebody has worked for that barbaric company at some point. I want an ECW alumni to get in that ring at Barely Legal and face me for my hardcore championship. And you know what? You can beat me. You can beat Dreamer. I will come here the next Monday on Nitro. I'll look the camera dead in the eye, and I'll say, ECW is good. And he just walks away.
Heard that. Let's move on to the next segment there, Chad. Steven Regal and Scott Norton.
Yeah, Scott Norton, he said, you know what? I just kind of wanted to hang out tonight. I wanted to hang out on Nitro. The company wanted to book me, but I wanted to hang out with my boys. And Steven Regal's music hits, and he's got a microphone, and he says, hello there, sunshine. He says, you don't get to just gallivant around here whenever you want after you left this company to go somewhere else when guys like me have to fight tooth and nail to get booked, all right? You don't get to do that. And while you're here, how about I get in that ring and I beat you with an inch of your life and send you packing back to where you came from? And Scott Norton says, you can do your best. And Steven Regal gets in the ring and they have a wrestling match. And in a bout with decent wrestling, but not much heat, Steven Regal defeats Scott Norton at 8:45 with the Regal stretch.
Yeah, probably your best match of the night.
Steven Regal putting the team on his back, brother.
Yeah, decent little match. He announcing quality lift of the match, so 70.
Good.
Pretty good.
Well, the team of Mike Tenay and Bobby the Brain. All right, well, this was a match. They got good chemistry though, so.
Yeah, 56 is a lot better than it should have.
Yes, they got they have great chemistry though. So,
I mean, there we go.
But yeah, Evan Courageous, Chris Canyon wins.
And then Benoit and Saturn.
We are backstage, and Benoit and Saturn are in the ring. And announcer says, Chris Benoit, I'm a little perplexed because you see, last week you attacked Randy Savage, and it looked like you were gonna get in the mix with the television championship. But now, Randy Savage is defending the championship against Louis Piccoli, and now you're in a match with Saturn, and you're also going to Barely Legal for a chance at the Global Tag Team Champion. So I guess we're confused. And Benoit said, why did I do what I did last week? Well, first of all, I did what I did last week because, well, to be quite honest, I could. And Randy Savage is lucky that ECW was purchased by this company because, that allowed him to avoid me by doing this little television versus television championship gimmick. Now, as far as me and Saturn have been friends for a very long time. And when I came here, I knew the one thing I wanted to do was win championship gold. So show the world that this man right here, Perry Saturn, has been underutilized and slept on. I figure what better way to do that than to team up with him and win tag team gold. So everyone, mark it on your calendars because today is the day the Radicals into Nitro.
Damn, the Radicals are here. Saturn, Benoit. Move on to the main event of the night, Chad.
An 85 in an exceptional match. And Kevin Nash and Bret Hart have great chemistry, which is incredible. Mm-hmm. But an exceptional match. Bret defeated Kevin Nash in 1805 with a sharpshooter, brother. Bret Hart taps out Kevin Nash.
Yeah, all right. There we go. Perfect. 91-95, but Paul Heyman as the road agent did not do so well. We got to take that off, Chad.
It's a shame.
And we move on to your main
event. Yeah, Bret Hart is celebrating. Scott Hall attacks him, and Kevin Nash is beating him up. And it looks like Scott Hall picks him up, and Kevin Nash has a steel chair, and it looks like he's gonna clunk Bret over the head with it. And then Neidhart and Davey Boy run out. They fight off Hall and Nash.
Yeah.
Think of this, Justin.
Yeah.
Foundation had a bit of a history, if you remember correctly.
Well, they do.
So it's weird. They don't stick around. They fight off Nash and Hall. Bret Hart gets back up, and he goes to say something, and Davey Boy and Neidhart roll out of the ring and leave, leaving Bret in the ring alone.
And there's the next segment?
There's the next segment. This is not how we end the show.
Oh, my God. I forgot about this.
And with a 99 segment, Raven comes out. It's been advertised all night. Raven is going to finally announce why he turned on Scott Steiner. And Raven comes out. He stands in the ring and he says, last week, everyone has asked me why I turned my back on Scott Steiner. Everyone's been asking me, Raven, how could you do that to your friend Scott? The answer is very, very simple. Scott Steiner was never my friend. Scott Steiner was always jealous of me. He was always in my shadow. We formed the Resistance. It was to stop the NWO. And the entire time we were a group, Scott was all about facing women, making it about him. He never, ever made time for me. We were tag team champions, and I had to go in the back and track him down every week to try to get his head on straight for our match. He was always weak link in that group, and he was the weak link in my life. And then what happens? You know, Scott wins the heavyweight championship. He beats Goldberg, and everyone celebrates, and everyone says, "Oh, Raven couldn't do that. Raven didn't beat Goldberg." It made me sick. It made me sick that you people actually thought Scott Steiner could be somebody that you could get behind. That he's a role model, that he's a hero, that he's the face of a company. He's a muscle-bound idiot who wears stupid chainmail over his head and poses in the ring. Can't even spell the word chainmail. That's how dumb Scott Steiner is. And yet you people sit here and celebrate and cheer him, and you guys always forget about Raven. When the fact of the matter is, I am a walking 5-star match. You look at all of the best matches that have taken place in this company this year, I've been in almost all of them. I am the absolute best. I am the main event, and I was sick to my stomach when I saw Scott Steiner win the championship, and I tried my best to be happy for him. I tried my best to swallow my feelings and be there for a man who I thought was my friend. But the more I looked at that stupid face, and the more I saw that championship, and the more that I heard all of you chant his name, the more I realized how blind and how stupid all of you are, and how underutilized and how underappreciated I am. So when I had the opportunity to win a shot at the World Championship, you're damn right I took it. And when I had the opportunity to attack Scott, you're damn right I took it. And you know what, Scott? You haven't been here tonight. I know you're licking your wounds, and you know that championship run is very, very numbered. You know that you're gonna lose to me at the pay-per-view, and so you're hiding from me. You're out in the back, and you're not coming out. But Scott, I want you to think about something. All right. You know, we've got this big pay-per-view coming up, and everyone's branding it as, oh, this big ECW thing. Well, it's not going to be an ECW tribute show. It's going to be Raven coronation party. It's going to be the show where Raven wins back his championship, puts this sport on notice. Scott, I'm challenging you to a Ravens rules match. Scott comes out. He grabs the microphone. He says, "I accept!" And then he throws the mic down, and he runs to the back, and it looks like he's going to brawl with Raven. He runs to the back, he gets in there, and Raven rolls out. And Raven just says, "On my terms." And he goes to the crowd next game with Scott Steiner in the ring to end the show.
What the hell's a Ravens rules match?
You'll have to wait and see, brother.
85.
85. What was Raw?
86.
Ooh, barely squeaked one out.
Can't beat me yet, bud. You'll get there one
I think
day.
I think I beat you last week.
1 week, because, I just let you have one. Oh, that's episode 226. I didn't mean to see you.
Bye.
Like, subscribe.